Once again, I welcome you all for Standard 9, Subject Science and Technology Part 2. Students, we will be continuing with chapter number 17, Introduction to Biotechnology, Module 3. My name is Ms. Jagjit Kaur. Now, students, before starting with the module, let us see what are the learning objectives. So, in today's module, you all will be understanding about permanent tissue and the different types of permanent tissue. And under different types of permanent tissue, you will be learning about simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. Further, under simple permanent tissue, you will be understanding about parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. And under complex permanent tissue, you will be understanding about xylem and phloem. And also you all will be understanding about what is epidermis. Now students, let us recall first what we have learned in module 2. So we learned about muscular tissue. So muscular tissues are made up of special type of contractile proteins which can undergo contraction and relaxation. Muscular tissue are long cells of muscle fibers showing contraction and relaxation, thus helping in all locomotory activities. Muscular tissue are of three types, that is striated muscles, non-striated muscles, and cardiac muscles. Striated muscles are also called voluntary muscles, which bring about movement of arms and legs, walking, running, working, speaking, etc. And non-striated muscles are also called as involuntary muscles, bring about movement of eyelids, passage of food through alimentary canal, contraction and relaxation of blood vessels. And cardiac muscles are cylindrical, uninucleate and branched and helps in contraction and relaxation of the heart. Then we also studied about nervous tissue. Nervous tissue responds to the stimuli provided from the environment. Nerve cells or neurons makes the nervous tissue and they are excitable and can pass their excitations through conduction from one part of the body to other. The three main parts of the neuron are cyton, also called as cell body, then dendron, also called as dendrites, and axon. The cell body is the main part containing the cytoplasm and the nucleus. Dendrites are the numerous small branched fibers emerging from the cyton. And axon is a single long fiber. And nervous tissue is seen in brain, spinal cord, and the network of nerves spread out in the body. Then we also learned about growth in plants occurs in those parts only where meristematic tissue is present, and cells of meristematic tissue have thick cytoplasm with a conspicuous nucleus, and meristematic tissue are of three types, that is apical meristem, intercalary meristem, and lateral meristem. Apical meristem increases the length of the root and the stem. Intercalary meristem increases the growth of branches, formation of leaves and flowers. And lateral meristem increases girth, that is diameter of the root and the stem. Now let's learn about permanent tissue. Now process of acquiring a permanent and specific structure, shape and location to perform a specific function is called differentiation. New cells formed by division of meristematic tissue lose their ability to divide after the growth is complete. Then they start to perform a specific function at specific place. And by differentiation process, The meristematic cells produce permanent cells. There are two types of permanent tissues, that is simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. Now let's learn about simple permanent tissue. Now simple permanent tissues are made up of only one type of cells. And simple permanent tissues are divided into three different types, that is parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma tissues. Now students, let us learn about parenchyma. Now parenchyma tissue are the living cells with thin cell wall and intercellular spaces. And parenchyma are located in all parts like roots, stem, leaves, flowers and seeds. And the function of parenchyma tissue is it gives support, then it is used for the storage of food and filling the vacant spaces. Further, parenchyma is of two subtypes, that is chlorenchyma and erenchyma. Now let's learn about the subtype of parenchyma, that is chlorenchyma. Chlorenchyma contains chloroplast and it is present in green leaves, and also it performs photosynthesis. Now the second subtype of parenchyma is erenchyma. Erenchyma is spongy tissue that forms spaces, gaps and air channels in the stem, roots and leaves. It is present in green leaves and it helps aquatic plants, leaves and stem to float. Now the second type of simple permanent tissue is collenchyma. Collenchyma tissue is elongated living cells with thickened cell wall at corners due to cellulose and pectin. And collenchyma tissue is located at the base of leaf petiole, branches and stem. And the function of collenchyma tissue is to give support and to give flexibility to various parts of the plants. Now the third type of simple permanent tissue is sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma tissue is dead and fibrous cells with tapering ends. Cell wall contains lignin. Sclerenchyma tissue is located in hard coats of seeds, in stems, veins of leaves, and in fibrous covering of coconut. And the function of sclerenchyma tissue is to give strength and rigidity to parts of the plants. Now let's learn about complex permanent tissue. Now complex permanent tissues are made up of more than one type of cells. Complex permanent tissues are divided into two different types, that is xylem and phloem. Now let's learn about xylem. Now xylem originates from the Greek word xylon, that means wood. And xylem is a type of vascular tissue present in plants, and the main characteristic of xylem is it consists of thick walled dead cells. And xylem also consists of xylem fibers, trachea and vessels, which are the dead cells, and xylem parenchyma, which are the living cells. Now students, tracheids are the dead tube-like cells with a tapering end, and they are present mostly in gymnosperm and lower angiosperm. They have a thick lignified wall and lack protoplasm. Their main function is water and mineral transportation. And about vessels. Vessels are present in angiosperms. These are a long cylindrical structure having tube-like appearance. The walls are lignified and have a large central cavity. They are also dead and lack protoplasm. They have many cells called vessel members which are interconnected through a perforation in common walls, mostly involved in conduction of water, minerals and give mechanical strength to the plant. Then xylem fiber are also dead cell with lignified walls and a central lumen. Xylem fiber is involved in water transportation and providing mechanical support. And about xylem parenchyma is the only living cells of xylem and store starch and fat. They assist in the short distance transportation of water. So we can say that the function of xylem is that the structure like interconnected tubes and they conduct water and minerals only in the upward direction. Now let's learn about phloem. Phloem consists of cytoplasm containing living cells. Phloem transport the organic materials usually from leaves to other parts of the plant like roots, growing tips of stem and leaves, flower, fruits, etc. The food prepared in the leaves through the process of photosynthesis needs to be transported to each part of the plant body, which is facilitated by this conducting tissue called phloem. Now the four elements of phloem are present and those four elements are considered as dead cells and living cells. So the four elements of phloem are phloem fibers, which are considered as dead cells, and sieve tubes, companion cells, and phloem parenchyma are considered as living cells. Now sieve tube elements, they are like each vessel. Sieve tubes are also made up of many cells called sieve tube elements and sieve tube members. Sieve tube elements are the long tube-like structures that are arranged longitudinally. These are thin-walled living structures having cellulosic cell walls. And a mature sieve tube element possesses a mature cytoplasm and a large central vacuole but lacks a nucleus. Then about companion cells. These are the specialized parenchymatous cells that are closely associated with sieve tube elements, due to which they are called the companion cells. Then about the phloem parenchyma. Phloem parenchyma is composed of living parenchymatous cells, and these are the elongated cells that have tapering cells and they are cylindrical. Then about the phloem fiber, which are the dead cells, they are also called blast fibers, and these are sclerenchymatous elongated unbranched fibers. And the main function of phloem is that tubes are joined to each other and it conducts sugar and amino acids from leaves to various parts in the upward and downward direction. Now let's learn about epidermis. Epidermis is the entire outer surface of a plant. It is made up of only one single continuous layer of cells, and cells are flat without intercellular spaces, and the epidermis of the stem and leaves is covered by cuticle, which is a wax layer, and cuticle retains water in the underlying parts. So students, this was the end of module 3. Now let us summarize what we have learned. So we learned that process of acquiring a permanent and specific structure, shape and location to perform a specific function is called differentiation. And by differentiation process, the meristematic cells produce permanent cells. And two types of permanent tissues are present, that is simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissues are made up of only one type of cells, and simple permanent tissues are divided into three different types, that is parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Parenchyma supports, store the food and fill the vacant spaces. And parenchyma is divided into two subtypes, that is chlorenchyma and erenchyma. Chlorenchyma is present in green leaves and performs photosynthesis, and also erenchyma helps aquatic plants, leaves and stem to float. Collenchyma, which is the second type of simple permanent tissue, supports and gives flexibility to various parts of the plant. And sclerenchyma, the third type of simple permanent tissue, gives strength and rigidity to parts of the plants. Then complex permanent tissue are made up of more than one type of cells. Complex permanent tissue is divided into two types, that is xylem and phloem. Xylem consists of thick-walled dead cells and it conducts water and minerals only in upward direction. And phloem consists of cytoplasm containing living cells and conduct sugar and amino acids from leaves to various parts in upward and downward direction. Epidermis is the entire outer surface of a plant made up of only one single continuous layer of cells. And the epidermis of the stem and leaves is covered by cuticle, which is a wax layer. Thank you, dear students. I will be back with module 4. Till then, goodbye and have a nice day.